There's a chance that I play Minecraft in a different way from anyone else. So I figured I'd share the insanity. Yeah, welcome to my Minecraft world. Um, if you can make out what's going on here already, good job. You'd be one of the first. Uh, yeah, this is how I play Minecraft. You see, I play Minecraft almost like a RTS slash solo RPG. I don't really know how else to describe it. Um, but the idea is that these are supposed to be cities. Um, and you see how they're built with scaffolding? But the reasoning is because scaffolding is one of the only blocks in Minecraft where if you break the bottom, the entire thing collapses. And I don't just mean like sand where it falls down one block, but I mean just completely collapses. And the reasoning behind that is if you're trying to build something like a city, if a skyscraper doesn't have any supports, it falls over. Um, yeah, this world has some history. And it's not just, oh, I'm building up cities and then I'm just gonna randomly blow them up. No, it has a story, and yeah, the if you see the gold blocks around as well, those are or I guess those are border markers between cities. The emerald is supposed to represent states within the cities. Um, so yeah, you can that should help a little bit with being able to tell the ideas behind stuff. And if we come over here, you can see the spot of our last war. Yeah, there's not much left dirt wise because this was one of the most recent wars. And as time has gone on, the idea is as time has gone on, the cities have also gotten more advanced. They've gotten more technologies and been able to accomplish more. And by accomplish more, I also mean get more TNT and blow up more things. They've gotten larger, they've gotten more powerful, um, denser. They've been able to figure out ways to build taller structures. Anyways, I think you can kind of I now that I've explained it a bit, I think you can kind of start to tell a bit more of what's happening where the scaffolding, and you can see these are supposed to be roads that connect cities, and you don't need full roads to connect them. You can kind of get the idea of like that as well can be a road. It's a less traveled road, so you don't need the full thing. And of course, people can still travel without the roads. It just takes longer in world and is more difficult. But if you're going to war with someone, you got to get your troops there. You got to get your troops there somehow. And the idea is you can just cross anywhere. But logistics is also supposed to be extremely important. And currently, there is a war going on between these two cities. Um, yeah, you'd think it would be one-sided towards this city, but they've kind of been in a state of collapse for a little bit now, and there's a very good chance that they are going to devolve into a civil war before the war is even done. So that's what they're hoping to do, because if they can just hold out long enough, there's a very good chance that this city will collapse. And the other important note is the two most important resources are bamboo and water. If you have both bamboo and water, it's basically like having infinite amounts of oil or steel, as the water is used to grow more bamboo, and the bamboo is used to actually grow your city. And fresh water is extremely important. I mean, this used to be all freshwater swamps, but it got drained to grow a small field of bamboo over here. Yeah, the city that actually originally built this, yeah, this is what's left of them for the most part. They got taken over and no longer exist. Oh, right, this city is also at war with them. So this city is technically not a full city. It's more of an agreed upon area between all of the states to be left alone, as it's the site of as it's basically a holy site for the largest religion in the world, which most of the states follow some derivative of. And you can actually see in some places, like these are supposed to be churches. So the more of these you see, the more religious they are. And if we come over here to this city, you might notice a slight resemblance between this massive skyscraper and the churches over here. And that's because this is a church. And it's one of the largest buildings in the world. But it also does double as the essentially headquarters slash capital building of this entire city. And this entire city was basically built around this religion. There's also, I mean, this used to be a city built on cooperation between this city and that city, who built it when they first ended up encountering each other as a trade hub, and it grew, but eventually things have fallen apart, and this city has been at the center of multiple wars and is somehow still around. In fact, it's become such a strategic point that the largest military base in the world is right outside, and it's about half the size of the city itself. But you can kind of get a feel for the insanity that is how I play Minecraft. Every little piece of this world has history around it. Like, this city is built essentially around mercenaries, just goes to the highest bidder for any time there's a war. They just send over troops, essentially. And that's one of their main sources of income. They're also often used to develop new technologies. The history behind this one is probably the most interesting, because another important note is that netherack and magma cubes, but specifically netherack, is essentially their version of gold, but it's also useful, and it's one of the main ingredients for the modern recipe for TNT. In other words, it is extremely valuable, and the more of it you have, the better off you are. But there's also no more netherrack that can be found, because there was a nether portal over here, but over the course of hundreds of years, it was eventually all mined and spread out throughout all the cities. And the city that did own this area, well, yeah, that's what's left of them. And you can kind of tell that they definitely had the resource curse. This one is actually one of the most peaceful cities because it's on the outskirts. They've only ever been in one major war, and even then it was far away from their borders. And I could go on and on with little bits of history about every single region, but I think you get the idea. This is just how I play Minecraft. It's a way for me to just build up a world all for myself and have fun. Uh, but when I say this world has a history, I literally mean it has a history. Like, I have written this down. It's not super long, but you can even see here are some names. These are the old borders. But you can kind of see. Also, ignore the spelling, because this is only supposed to be for me. I wrote this for no one else other than myself, to help me keep track of the world that I made and for me to remember some of the history. And this book goes back to 2023, and the world goes back even further than that. It all kind of started with me just building up random skyscrapers, actually in this location. This is the first city, and you can kind of tell that if you look closely. I mean, they have been, like, large portions of it have just been stripped of dirt, and they're one of the only areas where that's happened, and yet they still have a massive city on top of it, because they've managed to rebuild multiple times now, actually. But yeah, that is how I play Minecraft. If somehow somebody plays Minecraft a weirder way than me, good job. You win the Weirdo Award, I guess. But yeah, Thanks for watching, and I will see y'all tomorrow.